Welcome to this week's edition of the Week in Triathlon. Let's roll that intro and get stuck into this week's news. In 6 short weeks, triathletes will collect on the Copacabana beach in Rio, ready to dive into what is effectively an open water sewer for the Olympic triathlon. Surely the sport's governing body will take every single opportunity to inform the fan base about the various developments. But not so. Hiring lawyers, governance policies, and repairs to the Federation online shop for branded merchandise are far more important issues than the water quality that could poison the entire Olympic triathlon field. Go figure. As far as the specific branded event of Ironman is concerned, Ironman has made a really interesting announcement, and that is that they've added 200 additional age group slots to the 70.3 World Championships for 2017 that will be taking place in Chattanooga, Tennessee. These slots will be awarded to women athletes with the most points on the age group world rankings that have not directly earned a slot at a specific event. So say for instance you race your 70.3 of choice and you miss a slot by one place, and then you decide to go to a second 70.3 and again you miss the slot by one place, and you go to yet a third one and you miss a slot by one place. It's almost like the same as what happened to a friend of mine as far as trying to qualify for Kona. He raced 2 full Ironmans 3 weeks apart as an age grouper, and he missed the qualifying slot by effectively between 60 and 75 seconds on each of those 2 events. So if that type of thing happens to you, what you'll be able to do is you may still be able to qualify for the 70.3 World Championships in Chattanooga simply by the placing that you get at all those different 70.3s will get you additional amateur age group athlete ranking points. And if your ranking points are high enough, then you'll get one of the ranking place slots, which means it's a way of issuing additional slots across the board, across the world of 17.3 racing, while at the same time maintaining the athletic integration of the event itself as being the race between the best of the best. And all entry fees from these additional 200 slots will be applied directly to the Women for Tri development activities. So if you do qualify for a slot, at least you know that your entry fee will be going to a very worthwhile project. Last weekend, as far as the Ironman, World of Ironman is concerned, last week, Saturday the 26th of June, there were 4 70.3 events and 1 full distance event. We'll start off with the full distance event. That was Ironman Austria. We had Miranda Caufrey of Australia winning for the ladies, while Mario van Hoegenacke won for the men. Then, as far as the 70.3 racing is concerned, we'll start off with the 2 sort of effectively non-events. That was the Ironman UK Exmoor in England. There was no pro race taking place there, and the Ironman Buffalo Springs Lake in Texas, USA, again with that event, no pro race taking place. That left us with 2 remaining 70.3s that took place last weekend. The first one was in Coeur d'Alene in Idaho, USA. Heather Jackson won for the ladies, Andy Potts won for the men, both athletes from the USA. Meanwhile, across the northern border into Canada, there was the Ironman 70.3 Mont Tremblant, and you had Holly Lawrence of Great Britain winning for the ladies, while Lionel Sanders of Canada won for the men. This coming weekend in the world of Ironman, there are 2 events taking place, both of them taking place on Sunday the 3rd of July. The first up, we've got the Ironman 70.3 Norway, and then we also have the Ironman European Championship taking place in Frankfurt, Germany. I wonder if they'll be doing the same type of anonymous survey amongst age groupers that they had last year at the European Championships, where 20% of the age groupers surveyed admitted in the anonymous survey to using performance-enhancing products. That was last year. This is this year. I've got no idea if a similar survey is going to be done. We'll have to wait and see. Now for the world of the Challenge family. And Challenge family have announced a new event for 2017, taking place on the 2nd of July 2017, which will no doubt coincide with the opening weekend of the 2017 Tour de France. And this event is taking place in Belgium, and it will be called the Challenge Gerhardsbergen, and it will be seeing riders riding over the classic Belgian climb called the Muur that is used in the Ronde van Vlaanderen. It's a dramatic, steep, punchy climb, and the athletes in this half-distance challenge event will be riding over it twice over the 90 kilometers. If you're planning to race this event, I strongly advise all age groups that are racing to consider putting mountain bike gearing on your tri-bike for this event, along with a long cage derailleur if you want to get up that brutal hill. Be looking at something like a 30 or maximum 32 chainring on the front, and if you can get something along the lines of a 34 or maybe even a 40 tooth cassette on the back, combine that, a 30 in the front, a 40 at the back, to be able to get you up the brutal Muur on cobblestones, especially if it happens to be a wet day, which is a very high likelihood of being, even though it's happening in July. As far as last weekend's racing was concerned, there was a challenge. Galway in Ireland took place. Emma Bilham won for the ladies, while David McNamee won for the men. This coming weekend, on Sunday the 3rd of July, there is the half challenge in San Querétaro, and Querétaro, and that is in Mexico. As far as the world of Xterra is concerned, there is no news of any significance outside of the two race reports that can be coming up shortly that have come out from the Xterra team. They seem to be very thin as far as news is concerned these days. The two events from last weekend, we had the Xterra Mine Over Matter that took place in Canada, with Susie Snyder of the USA winning for the ladies, while Carsten Madsen of Canada won for the men. Then there was, in the European Tour, there was the Xterra Switzerland, where Michel Flippo of France won for the ladies, and Ruben Rizafa of Spain won for the men. By the way, as far as Ruben Rizafa is concerned, that takes his win tally to 21 wins from 26 starts since he won the 2008 Xterra World Championship as his first Xterra event way back in 2008. So his Xterra career is taken it now to 21 wins from 26 starts, which is quite an impressive international career. This coming weekend is Xterra France on the 3rd of July, and that's obviously 3rd of July being Sunday. Finally, we move on to the world of the ITU. The ITU has published the 2017 World Triathlon Series calendar. It's hidden away somewhere within their website, so you'll have to dig around quite a bit to be able to find it. Then another item as far as the ITU is concerned, and surprisingly enough, I got this from another source on the internet and not from the ITU themselves, but go figure. And that is that both Brownlee brothers will be in action in Stockholm this coming weekend as they try to get sharp just 6 weeks out from the Rio Olympic Games. Obviously, Alistair being dead keen on defending his Olympic title. As far as last weekend in the world of ITU is concerned, there were no top-level ITU events that took place. This coming weekend on Saturday, the 2nd of July, will be the ITU World Triathlon Series event taking place in Stockholm. That brings us to the end of this week's edition of The Week in Tri. Remember, thumbs up if you like this content, share it out amongst your friends, and last but by no means least, subscribe button down below, hit that subscribe button Stay subscribed to my channel for all the new content that comes out on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. And any comments, questions, or criticisms that you may have, post those in the comment section down below as well. Until we meet again for the next edition of the Week in Tri, or for any of the other content that will be coming out to you daily, including twice a day videos relating to the Tour de France, remember that subscribe and you'll be staying up to date with all of that new content. Stay carved up for the win. See you next time. Cheers. CoachEdu.net